It's not too bright over there. Well, let's do a little screen check here. Doesn't look too bad. That's where we're at. Okay. And as always, I control the music. I don't feel like it. Don't feel like it. No. 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 That's better. Okay. What do we do next? I'm thinking we're going to do the arms. Or we can do the waist. Yeah. Gotta clear out those channels. You can see the support material has got to be removed. Close my door. Go. Little robot vacuum can get the rest. There you go. Clean as a whistle. Sort of. That overhang can be a little bit of a pain. Ooh, that root beer is almost frozen. Nice. I look a little dark over there. I think I'll turn my whatchamacallit up. See how it feels. That's more like it. Okay. I need some filament. Or be the filament. That's a tight fit. That's okay. Let's open up just a little bit. There we go. In a minute. Oops. That does not look like it's closing all the way. A little more. Not sure what night. Because it is kind of an integral piece, we do want it to be as flush as humanly possible. A little awkward, but I think we got it. There we go. No light coming through that guy. Okay. Now, put that fell in there. That's pretty tight fit, so we won't need to clamp that. Good. That dry. We need to find the waste paddles. These two guys. It's basically the lower body right here. Thighs, hips, leg, everything. Okay. These may go with that. Should not have jumbled them up. That looks about right. Half. I'm sorry, shin, hip, hip, foot. That's the front of the foot. Heel. Also heel. Where's the other front of the foot? Am I going crazy? Knee, knee. Ankle, ankle, hips, let's go there. Ball of the foot. Hip again. Calf. Hamstring, coupler, thighs. Now, one of these, I believe it may be this guy, goes here. Not that one. Why do I only have 1 foot? Oh, there it is. Okay. It's probably been long enough. Okay. Well, now comes the fun part. Tuning our waist. That's there. Let's make sure these joints have. Yep, they have their paddles in there. Okay. Cool. Notice all this can go back in the bag for now. If we have some reprinting to do, certain ones. Something tells me these guys are spares. They all look like they're the same size. I think they are. Okay. Yeah. Except for you, wee one. You're a bit small. I wonder if this will fit in here. No. This one will fit in there. Yep. So that's our waist. These are the hips, lower waist. And this attaches here like so, which allows it to actuate this way. Okay, now we need some TPU. There we go. Nice flexible piece of TPU. Now comes the fun part. Let's get to tuning. I usually like to start off with just 2. Same length. Opposite of each other. Sometimes we get lucky. We just drop it in here. See how it pushes it out slightly? That's going to make it tight in there and springy. Not bad. Good clicky. A little stiff, but not terrible. However, I think I want to do 4 of them in there, and then we'll sand it. Oops. Go. Now we've got 4 pieces of TPU in there. That'll provide the squishiness. And it's a sandpaper out here. This will allow us to thin it out enough to make it function better. Oops. Let's test that. Nice and even. Pretty good. I think I'll take it down just a little more. You don't want to break the toy to play with it, you know. Want it to just function properly. Back in and test again. Ah, no, that's more like it. That's a good snap. Best part about it is that if you need to modify it later, you can. This sucker is held together by a screw. So let me grab the screw. Where'd I put it? Ah. And our trusty screwdriver. Down she goes. So we tested by. That's actually really tight already. Okay. Got that gap there. And as we thread it, it should close that gap. And we just want it just above a little bit. Now we back it off. Get off a little more. There we go. Now it's on there and it won't come out. Good. Put this guy away. Yes, it will not be needed for actually. No, I don't think it will be needed. We use the smaller ones in the future. A little cleanup in there. Okay. I gotta tune these guys. Make sure they're the right ones. They appear to be. Oops. Bugger. That's gonna be way too stiff. Okay. It's way too stiff. Come on. And the side ones shouldn't be so stiff that you can't move them, because there's going to be two of them working at the same time on either side. So yeah, you have to balance, because all the weight's on the upper body, this guy. But you don't want it to be so loose that it can fall over itself. But it still needs to be tight enough to support it. It's a little tricky, but you know. That's the name of the game with these models. It's turning, but very stiff. A little more off the top. Eh. Getting there. Oh, there you go. That feels good. Debating it. I'm gonna do the other one. Let that one sit for a second. Spend too much time on one part, you can second guess yourself, but you don't want to do that. This one a little shorter, so to do a little less sanding this time. This music reminds me of Nintendo 64 so much. Pilot Wings 64, great game. Okay, let's see how this looks. And you see how it's just barely pushing it above the edge there. That's what we want. Oh, see, that's like butter. Yeah. This one still feels a little stiffer than the other one. I'm gonna get a little more sanding. A little more. Yeah, cut the other one just right. Gotta go back and sand this one a bazillion times. Not all 3D prints are equal, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Now that's nice. Yeah, a little jazziness is okay. Let's clean these up here. This is a design aspect that I wish I hadn't done, but it's already baked into the cake, so I kept it. This through pinning here like this, because it's a bit of a pain to line things up, but it works. The next time around, next model kit I make, I won't do it like this again. I'll probably make some other horrible mistake. C'est la vie. Such is life. These little blades. Oh, there we go. So that one's cleaned up. Let's see how we go. Good. Not so good. You gotta be able to get it through there some ease. This is not an area that we would glue permanently, because this is part of the maintenance. Being able to pull these pins is how you maintain some of the parts on this machine. Okay. Here we go. There we go. Little test here. Good. 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 I need to get some blue filament so I can pin this properly. I will be right back. And I also realized that I need to print out some parts for those turrets. Right. Now, let's bring our waistline together. No glue needed. It still seems kind of stiff. Okay. Looks like we're getting some pay dirt here. Maybe. Maybe not. This could be a bit of a bitch. The edge a little sharper. So you gotta line this hole up here with this hole here, and it is a pain. Okay, oh, there we go. I think I hit something. Come on. It's moving. It's caught the edge. It's just really tight. Man. All right, I'm just gonna split that for now. And try the other side. Oh. Thought some of this was just gonna go right through. Why am I having such a difficulty with this? Come on, gosh darn it. It's probably because this filament's textured to a certain degree. Ugh. You can go over here. Just gonna pull it. See, let's help align it a little up. Wait, come on, grab, hold it. Okay, got something. Okay, now that's aligned. I should have done that from the get-go, but I'm stupid, so. Come on, boy, this is really tough. Okay. Now let's try it. It's like it doesn't like me, man. Yep, there we go. Boom. So I'm going to cut it kind of close to look like one of the rivets, as flush as possible. Clean that guy up a little later. Little paint too, you won't even know the difference. Let's pull this guy. Alright, I'm using pliers. You hear that creaking? Just align it this way. Looks like it's going to go through. Yep, here we go. Like a prairie dog's head. I think it's just because this filament's so textured that it really grips the walls. I've never had that problem with any other filaments before. There we are. Boom. Here, probably the best way to just keep it as level as possible. And now we have a functional ratcheting upper body. Cool. And I got a temporary head I'll put on here. Need to reprint it. Not bad. That waist is pretty stiff, but I guess that's okay. That feels good though. And with the added hydraulics in there, it'll definitely stiffen it up. After sweating bullets doing that, I need to take a swig here. Refreshing. Broken nail. So let's pop the carapace on here and see how we look. And making this thing, I learned so many things I'm not going to do next time around. Regrets, regrets, regrets. There we are. Getting there. It's coming a long way. See if I get it looking right at the camera. I think right about there. There he is. He's looking at you. I'm gonna take a minute break, check on a few things, be right back. Alrighty. And we're back. I need to get these turrets parts printed out. So I'm gonna switch over. Yeah. You're done. Okay. This one needs to be done. Okay. Boom. Debate. I'll handle this. Okay, what's next? Let's see. Feet or arms? Do I do feet or arms? guess maybe legs. Till the turrets are ready, we'll just do legs. Hips, thighs. You see how I'm laying them out and how they go together. Knees. Oops. That's not right. Well, that knee doesn't look too good. That's okay, it's gonna be covered by armor in the end. Eagle. Coupler. Coupler. Oh. 2. And ball joint. It sounds like the printer's going off. 2 seconds. So what I'll do is I'll turn the camera this way. That helps. Yeah. It's just the big ball of light back here, but those are the printers over there, so give me a second. Let's take this down. Maybe that'll help. Whatever. Anyways, first layer looks good. Good adhesion. Now, where were we? Heel. And heel. Are these all ball sockets for this? Ah, okay. That's ball socket because it's got that groove there for a little extra TPU for grip. This is a shoulder socket that got mixed in here. Wrong batch. Delicious. All right. Let's start with the hips. I'm going to keep both knees here because I don't know which one goes with which, but everything else goes back in the zip bag temporarily. Hips. No, don't come for me. I gave you life. Okay. So. The hip ball. Yeah. Okay. Cross pitting. A go. Line it up a little bit. Oops. There we go. That should help line it up. Boy, this stuff does not like the cross pin. There we go. Now, because it is a ball socket and it's going to be rotating in this guy, we can't just have a straight up edge out there. It's got to be cut to the curvature of the socket. Come back at a nice angle here. Cut it. Pull it back a little bit. Cut it flush on this side too. And then recenter. Now it's got a little bit of a bevel, as you can see. And on top of that, we're going to just, well, let's see how it fits first, actually. If it fits nicely, it'll self-polish. That was a satisfying snap. That's going to be a little stiff, but not for long. Ah. Yeah, it's just fine. There we go. That PLA polishes itself. So now as you see it's all loose, you're going to add a screw to it to tighten it up. Because this toy is adjustable. As you're tightening it down, you'll notice this will open up. You always want to make sure that the threaded part goes below the plastic. In fact, I'm going to back it out and I'm going to sand that threaded part down just a little bit. because we don't want it cutting things up. Deburr a little. There she goes. And first we close it all the way down. Just to the point where it starts to open. Okay, it starts to open there. Back. No burr. That cutout right there is how you adjust it on the toy. See? Boom. We need to tighten up the joint. Come in. Open it up. Yep, nice and stiff now. Back it up just a little. That works for me. And once again, cross-threading. This one's going to be bonded in place though once we get it in there. I believe this is the right one. Yes, correct. See how they fit in. It's not going to be long enough for me to manipulate. I have a pain to line up the holes here, but when you get it, you're golden. Boy, it's tight. Do them together. You know, honestly, I should just put a piece of metal in there. So that's plenty strong. It wouldn't need glue or anything. But in the meantime, we're just going to have to do with a cross pin. Okay, realignment again. Yep, see what I mean? Pushes it right out. Your guy. Okay, there we go. That's not very solid. Okay, now comes the fun part. We have to glue it and repin it that way. So one more time. Just make sure we're lined up. You think about running a drill bit through it and loosen it up, but it doesn't. Building this kit will take its toll on your hands, that's for sure, but it's worth it. Especially when you're holding it at the end and you're able to move it around. It's quite rewarding. Okay, glue me. It's inner leg. Here goes nothing. Well, you don't. I think I got it. What a bitch that was. Yep. So I think I got it. Yeah. Pull it in tight like this. Let that rest. Like that's when I made it in the futures, I'll just do it on the drill bit because it does pull it tighter, and I just keep moving it so that glue doesn't set while it's holding it in place and drying surface to surface. Wait, I biffed this or what? Nope, didn't biff it. Came close. Cool. So there it is. We have the calf. The thigh put on. I'm just gonna pinch it a little bit here to hold it in place. Let's see if it dries a little better. That was a little nerve-wracking. Okay, now to figure out the knee. I'm getting cluttered again. Not the right key. Maybe I got the wrong calf too. Oh, yeah. So there you go. The leg. That knee is rough looking. Oh, let's see. Yeah. Okay. Oh, reference material there. Ugh. See a little oxidization. I don't like that. All right. Looking good. Now, let's get the right leg. The right parts. Let me clean up here a little bit. I'm such a messy person. Okay. So that's not for this need. This is for this need. Okay, cool. Save that guy for later. You see how the ankle goes on here. Pretty stiff. That's okay. It'll polish itself. That's basically our hip, knee, and ankle joint right there. It's remarkably stiff. That may need some adjustment too. That is where our screw goes in to hold the knee joint together. Right now, this knee joint is very stiff. It's going to need to be sanded. And filed. No. That's better already. One more tool. Old reliable. Now that's smooth. Okay. Now we need to tune what is it going to go like that? There we go. We need to tune the knee joints so that it functions properly. Those little guys. Where's my TP? I'm just going to put 2 pieces of TPU in each paddle opposing each other. Cut very low because there are 2 of them. They will work together. This one's giving me a little bit of trouble to maintain the joint. Same principle applies to the paddles that are in here and in here. Oh, my print is done. Awesome sauce. Test this guy out, and then we will go and see how our print is. Get the next one started. Okay, 2 paddles. Ooh, that's really loose. Oh, for Forgex, this, my friend, is the Caractacus. It is a model kit that I designed for tabletop playing. This is one that I'm painting right now. This is one that I'm going to be posting online once I get it painted to make it look better. It is a kit that I designed in Tinkercad and is free to everyone to download and print if you so see fit. Thank you for stopping by the way. Appreciate it. Right now I'm tuning the knees on this guy because the knee joints require this TPU and these little ratcheted paddles in order to function properly. And you got to cut the TPU to the right length to apply the correct amount of pressure. Yeah. Suppose I could put a link in the description if I haven't. Let's see here. Is that? It's not gonna be long enough. Again, thanks for stopping by. Actually, I was getting ready to pack it in. It's getting pretty late here. Oh, Zinch. Yeah. The Zinchian demons. The ones who play games with people. The all-seeing eye types. It's a scan. You mean like somebody like scanned like a GW one and then like put it on or something and you're printing that out? Like a 3D scan of like an original? Oh, okay. Wow. I'd like to get one of those scanners, but they're expensive as all hell. Are you using FDM print or are you doing SLA, like resin? Well, that's, yeah. I've got a couple resin printers, but I'm saving those for like small figurines. You know, they're so messy. Yeah, you got to have both, you know. I mean, like, you know, just like the way that the resin looks, it's just so nice, but man, I don't know. I don't like the residue. No pun intended. So I do that very limitedly. I try to stick to FEM. But I've got some powered suits that are going to go with this guy. And they're a War 1 aesthetic as well. And that I'm definitely going to reserve for the resin print. That's better. You can hear that sucker's popping now. Still a little tight though. Not sure if you saw this earlier, but the way this works is that you've got these little paddles, right? And on the back, you got these holes. And then you got TPU, which is stretchy. And you put that in there at different lengths. And what happens is that pushes out into the grooves in these joints and gives it friction and traction. So you can have nice ratchet joints. See? That's the first one I designed this for, and it's a little bit tricky to tune it properly. In the future, I'm going to try and make ratchet joints that you just print out, pop it, and go, but this allows you some customization. Well, I want it to be something that you could fix. Like, I'm not sure if, do you ever build Gundams? Here's the problem with Gundams. After a while, they get floppy. Their joints go bad. And I want something that you can go in and repair the joints so it works endlessly. Oh yeah, very tricky. But, it's one of those things like when you sit down and start doing it, you drone out and you just keep working and grinding. Next thing you know, you've been there for 8 hours. Give me 2 seconds, my man. Print just finished. I gotta go peel it off. I'll be right back. All right. I have a Tau Army kind of gun. Yeah. I remember the Tau came out. It was like, this is kind of Robotech-y looking and, Gundam Appleseedy mix. I guess they just wanted to break up the whole War One aesthetic that they had. So here we go. Autocannons. And pow. There we go. Bada, bada, bada. Oh yeah. Well, here, I'll check this out. I've been starting to paint it, and here's the shoulder armor on one of them. That's Prometheus carrying the flame, and the actual character Caractacus in the background. And then got the prototype symbols. I figured yellow and construction blue would be good for the prototype. But the whole armor is going to be painted this way, at least on this guy here. This guy's just standing in temporarily, holding the plates on it. Well, what's fun is that, like, you could print out your own transfers if you've got a LaserJet printer, and it's really easy, Yeah, sure. Yeah. See, hold on, I got a little bit of lag there. Yeah, no, I'd never be able to freehand that, dude. Let's see if I can get the focus better. But I mean, it's I live for transfers. Let's be honest. It's just easier. But yeah, no, it looks like an old painting. It actually cracked up nicely, and the yellow comes through it a little bit, which helps, makes it look faded. And it's easy too. I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Where's that stuff at? Here, I'll show you. This is it, man. LaserJet printer paper. And all you gotta do is, if you've got a LaserJet, or you can find one to use, put your slides together on it, or your designs together on it, and just print it out. I mean, I just went online and downloaded, somebody's transfer, and then just print it out like that, and you can cut out whatever numbers and whatnot you want. Transfer is easy. I know, right? Oh, dude, no, for Thunderhawk, you're gonna save so much time with your own transfer sheet. Don't tell me you're gonna do the Thunderhawk in resin. That would be so fucking heavy. You gotta do FDM for that. Yeah. So where you from, man? If you don't mind me asking. Argentina. Awesome, dude. I used to play a lot of Steam games with guys down in Argentina. Ark and Lost Skies and Daisy and stuff. We had a lot of fun. I guess you're basically in the same time zone as I am. So what's it like? About 11 o'clock midnight down there? Yeah, real south for sure. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, it's 12:42 up here. Well, you're up late. I guess when you get projects going, it's kind of hard to stop. Yeah, me too. I was actually looking up the GW stores all over the world, and Argentina's got quite a few of them down there, actually. Oh, three projects at the same time. Are you painting them all too? Like total? Are you doing commission work? Oh wow! Especially if you're doing Zeech demons, that's going to be big. Yeah, that's a lot of color too. You must make some pretty good money if you're doing that many, man. Okay. Exalted Flamers. I'm trying to remember what that is. Is it the demons are called Exalted Flamers? Are they like corn or something? Ooh, that's a good. There you go. That knee is perfect. Listen to that. Okay, there's Zinch. Okay. Exalted Flamers. Give me a second. I'm going to just Google that. Try to get an idea what you're doing. Oh, no shit. Dude, they charge an arm and a leg for that model. Okay. And just one Exalted Flamer is 60 bucks. GW's got to sort out their prices, man. Hey, man, I'm all about the proxy. Yeah, no, those Exalted Flamers look kind of old school. I probably haven't updated them in a while. Or if they did, they're not doing a very good job. Okay, let's get a screw in this guy. So yeah, I guess you're coming from Kick. Do you have a Kick channel too, man? $200,000 Argentinian pesos. That's a lot. How long did that take you to do? And the difference with the... Yeah, I bet it is. Like I said, GW's got their head up their ass. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a great company, but they are not putting the customer first these days. And I suspect too, part of the problem is that they've gone through this kind of like, corporate board approach to gaming, and they're not sitting on their models long enough. They have to constantly push out new stuff and bring in more revenue. And that's just, I mean, you know, fat neckbeards, gamers like us don't have money for that. No shit, dude. Hey man, it's business and you're doing what you love. I mean, go for it. That's awesome. I mean, shit, if somebody was paying me to paint these guys, I'd do it. Maybe someday. Someday. Actually, be kind of cool to sell a few of these off. Okay, that's good. Let's make sure that's tightened up enough there. But not everybody likes to paint. A lot of people just like to play. Well, is it rough because you've just got a ton of work? I mean, better to have too much than too little, It'd probably mess with your head if you didn't have enough work. Am I good enough? Am I doing it right? Oh, yeah. Oops. Let's see here. Is that right? There we go. When I designed this, I unfortunately did not keep symmetry in mind with some of the parts, so they look like they go in one way, but they don't. They go in the other. So what kind of FDM printers are you using? By the way, your English is very good. My Spanish sucks, so I appreciate it. Okay, yeah, good systems. I still bang out the old Ender 3s. I got a CR10 as well too for my larger prints. Well, I bet, dude. I bet. Takes all types in the gaming world. Actually, my children speak Spanish pretty well. I've never had a chance to learn a second language. Maybe someday. Probably not. Okay. Let's get these knees bound together. Oh my god. You had the Russian accent, eh? How are you doing, friend? You want to play World of Warcraft? Yes. Yeah. Oh, I'm not sure if you've ever played Ark, but Ark Survival Evolved. That game, we had so many people from all over the world. You'd have to put your ear to like the speaker and just kind of like sift through the accents to find out who's talking to you. It was funny, but they're great guys. I mean, we had players from Tunisia, Russia, France. It was fun. It was super fun. Yeah. Okay. Oh, can I ask you a question? Is my music overpowering my voice, or is it a fairly decent balance, if you hear it at all? I've been debating whether or not to actually have music while I'm streaming. Okay. Hey, man, you made my day. You never know. You know, you try your best. I was trying to get my Yeti mic over here because that sounds really good, but then I'd have to have like an 8 foot cable going back to my computer. And it turns out this Logitech camera's got a pretty decent microphone built into it too, so it works. Is this the right one? Son of a gun. Yeah, it's kind of ambient, you know. Why is this not lining up? I appreciate the feedback. You never know until you get somebody in, you know, to talk to you and let you know how it sounds. Let's see how that works. Box. I am going crazy. Actually, I'm getting tired, is what it is. Yeah, it's a big pain in the butt. And then you gotta know which bit rates go with which like stream system. I just learned all this myself because I'm using Restream, which sends it out to Kick and to YouTube, and it's like each of them uses a different bit rate. And if you want like smooth signal, so like you know your screen's not choppy and your audio's good, you got to make sure that's all managed properly. It's a pain in the butt, but you know just go for it. Like just see what works because there's also in OBS there is a way to monitor how much CPU usage and memory usage is going on, and if you have an NVIDIA card, it really like lowers the amount of usage. It's actually quite beneficial. I think I'll just do it that way. Setting up a laptop or something. Yeah. I mean, so far I'm able to, you know, do OBS through Restream, and I'm running my computer or my printers through Pronterface as well right now. You know, so it's not too load heavy. I don't know. It just depends on what you have, I guess. Here we go. Grab a little clip here. Hey man, you can't beat that old iron, as they say. If it works, it works. My last computer, I had 1080 Ti in it, and that's a solid video card. It ran everything until like this game called Forever Winter came out that I really wanted to play. That's when I finally had to upgrade. But Forever Winter became a disappointment, sadly. Beautiful game, just kind of boring. Looter shooter. I should hopefully do it. Yeah. And you know what they say? The only way to find out is to try it. You'd be surprised. Sometimes a system that doesn't seem like it's capable of doing the job does. Oh, you got Forever Winter? Oh, Space Marine 2, yeah. Yeah, I've been holding off on that one. I know I'd spend too much time doing it. I just wish, I wish they would make, like, you remember, maybe you remember the old Battlefield series. I wish they would just make like a Battlefield Space Marine where you can play on the Orc side or you could play on the Eldar side, and you got about like a 60-man team or 30-man team on both sides, the vehicles, stuff like that. It's just endless war. That would be the shit. I believe that game is awesome. That's why I'm staying away from it. I wouldn't be able to do things like I'm doing right now. I would just be gaming. I'm really bad about that. Yeah. And that's what I really want. It's like I just want like I've been reading the Horus Heresy lately. I know it's an adventure. It's a stack of books as long as this house. But like just some of the battles he described there, just be awesome to have like that endless conflict over like points and stuff like that. And corridor games and looter games are they're fun, but I want that big battle sense. I want to be able to see Titans walking on a battlefield. Ah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, Armor 3 mod. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. I think they had I think they had Night Titans in that one too. And I swear to God I saw Warhounds. Yeah. But again, you got to know how to mod it and all that stuff. And you got to find a group. Arma had some good stuff. Okay, that one's this one here. Okay, one more clamp. Okay. When it comes to Warhammer, I'm really an orky kind of guy. I wish I had some orcs in there with choppas and um, power claws and stuff like that. That'd be cool. Orcs just don't get enough love. I'd love to see like a Death Dread stomping around, you know. Oh, I've seen it. I believe you. I wonder what it's going for right now, actually. Let's see. Okay. All butterfingers now. There we go. Nice and tight. That's the studios, man. They've lost their damn minds. They're catering to one particular group of people and they think everyone else is chuds. What are you gonna do? If they don't like money, they will not get money. What are you gonna do? Yep, saw that too. I'm not sure if you follow like world class bullshitters or Nerdrotic or all those guys out there. But yeah, they did a whole bunch of stuff on that, and it's sad. You know, the problem is that they're making the games for themselves. They're not making the games for the general public. You know, and they're going to lose money. Yep. As Asmongold, sometimes he has me, sometimes he doesn't. But that's how life is. I just wish he'd get a girlfriend for God's sakes and settle down. He's getting old. You know, he's gotta get a family going at some point in time. Have some little nerds running around playing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, give me 2 seconds. I gotta start the next print. There she goes. So yeah. Well, I mean, I think the general consensus about gaming is that if you're not making it like if you're not following the rule of cool, and just making it fun, then you shouldn't be in gaming, you know. And especially like I don't know when corporations thought it was okay, but you're there to make money. If you want to make money, you have to give people what they want, or you will not make money, and you will not be in the corporation very long. I say what we're thinking about it because, well, everything along, everything on a long enough timeline will either succeed or fail. And like when these things are coming out, they're cranking out these games and movies that nobody wants. The pressure's immense and it's very demoralizing. But then you just kind of sit back and wait, and the wheels are falling off of it. And it's just a matter of time until they simply won't have the money to do it. And they will either be out of the business and a vacuum will be created, and some new talented young person will come in and start making cool stuff, and the cycle will start again. And just like the old days, it'll be a garage project that goes into something huge. It's just, they've had too much money for too long. It's part of the problem. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, they got so much damn money, they got so much damn power, and they think that everybody thinks the same way they do. And then they're going to learn the lesson that you're not going to have any money because of those actions. You're not going to have any money because, you're trying to foist your ideas on other people. And it's just a matter of time. On the long enough timeline, it'll go back to normal. You know, the veterans of gaming will outlast them. Those people will be fired, and new ideas will come into play. It's just a matter of time. This one may be dry enough yet. Nah, give it another minute. Let's see. Are we heating up properly? Okay, 200C. Now, if they thought more about something to eat, then they wouldn't think about such stupid shit. We have to have good food too, It tends to keep the bullshit away. Well, I mean, birds of a feather flock together. At some point in time, the camel's nose got under the tent. It made its way into the system. It influenced the right people. It pushed out the old guard. It brought new people in. Those ideas flourished in that bubble environment. And then they made a product and they pushed it out. And then when it landed, nobody liked it. And then they started blaming everybody. And when they blamed everyone, they got feedback. And that's the one thing they don't like. And they live in a system without what's called a feedback mechanism. And when they finally get some feedback, they lash out. And that causes more feedback. And it's just a downward spiral, And eventually they're just going to be racking up their corporate credit cards until it sets on fire and they don't have any money anymore. I mean, it's just economics 101. They're going to run out of money eventually. And then we'll be back to square one, but there's only one way, then that's up. And guys who are doing garage kits and home designs are going to be the ones who are going to be making the new toys and the new models that everybody's going to want eventually. Yeah. So consider yourself part of the solution. Everything goes in cycles. On this autocannon here real quick. All right. Now the key is snapping this guy in. So that's right under the ejection ports. There we go. Yeah. Do your thing, man. I'm chilling. I got my root beer float here. Too bad we can't share screens. Love to see what you're doing. Man, I do not envy working with all those chemicals. I got them, but I don't like using them. Yeah. I will do that right now. We'll hop on Kick. Let's see if I can't find you. Give me a second. Give you the old subscribe. Okay. There you go. There's an error following the channel. Oh, that's huh. Okay. Just a second, it's gonna check that first layer. First layer porn is always on. We're looking good. I have found you on Kick, and I will follow. See some of your work. Are you on like Colts 3D or My Thingiverse or My Mini Factory or anything like that under the same name? There we are. One knee joint. I'll tell you, it's fun. You know, it's like any other thing. There's a learning curve, but it pays off. There you go. Check that out. One functional knee joint. Bada boom, bada bang. All right, on Instagram, is it Fur4X the same way, spelled the same way? I got Instagram too, so I can look you up there. Cool. There you go. One functional knee. Now the ankle. Let's see. That's a good one. So is it really humid down in Argentina right now? I guess it's winter time for you guys because you're below the equator, right? It's cooler. Restart that page. All right. I'm gonna restart my stream there a little bit. Acting funny. Over here. Okay. Almost forgot. Gotta glue that guy. Okay, there's that. And now the ball of the foot. A little more. Don't want it going anywhere. Okay, let that sit for a second. Let's get this guy in. Cheers. I give it one more run through here because it's always a pain. Especially this cross pitting material is a little bit textured. Okay. This is the hydraulic coupler for the rear thigh hydraulic. Goes right, pia. And we want to put it best side forward. There we go. That's stiff. Ah. Yep. As I'm learning with this particular PLA, you gotta align it with the screw or with the drill bit. Brain fart. Come on, guy. There we go. Perfect. Ah, we have breached. And my clippers are falling apart. The Creality packing, best thing I ever got out of them. Go. And clean this hole up here. Now comes the fun part of tuning the angle. Ankle. That's really tight. We are going to take that down a little bit. That's better. Let's put a screw it and see how it holds up. Hearing things. Oh, you have one of those centrifugal cleaning machines that you like dip it in and let it roll? Like you just like got a vat of isopropyl alcohol. These things are awesome. Oh yeah. I made a curing chamber out of a Amazon box. It worked pretty well. I actually did a how-to video on how to make it. Like, get some tape and some, tin foil, and you're good to go. All right. Let's put Mr. Ankle in here. A Hallett R6. Okay, I gotta look this up with a name like that. Hallett R6. Amazon, here we come. This thing's not gonna be like $1,000, is it? Did I spell that right? Oh my. Basically, cleaning and curing machine. Oh, that's cool. Hallett R6. Yeah, the machines have come along so fast. Okay. Man, that's actually really reasonable. Price on machine's not bad. It's probably at like 8K or something ridiculous like that, right? Yeah, I've got an Elgo Saturn, like the original one. I picked that up for like $40 from some guy in 12 or a couple days ago. 12K. Jesus Christ. Can't even see that. Man. Yeah, for me the rule is simple. If it's smaller than what God gave you, that's your fingerprint, then it's good enough for the tabletop. It's awesome though. I mean, I'm just glad 3D printing is getting better, you know. I mean, like when it first started, like it was really good to begin with. I mean, this is all done on an Ender 3 and I get pretty darn good results. Of course, I've been tuning the damn thing for like 20 or 10 years, you know. 20 centimeter statue, yeah, that's substantial. I mean, that's literally like the length of this board right here. That's yeah, it's I'd say that's about the size of this neck I'm making right now, about 20 centimeters. That's a hunk of plastic, man. Do you ever use any of the like what kind of resin do you use? Because like I imagine you want to use something pretty durable. Like when I was resin printing, the durability was an issue. Okay, yeah. Let me hop on Instagram, look you up. found you. Oh yeah. That's sick, man. Hey, nice sanguineous too. That's some good stuff, dude. No, that sanguineous looks really good too. By the way, the sword, the way you got like the lighting on it to make it look like it's glowing. That's tough. Now, how long did it take you to paint that Kratos? It'd be a while. Gonna work the joint out here so it's not too stiff. Yeah, I believe it. I'm too lazy. I'm just like break out the acrylic pens, you know, and the air gun. Thank God for transfers. Makes my life a lot easier. But hey, man, you got the talent, that's for sure. Nice. You know, like, yeah, I got into airbrush for one reason and one reason only. Dude, I'm telling you, these Heebie Chibi ones, 19 bucks for me. I don't know how many pesos that is, but uh, super cheap. It's a great way to get into it. That's what I painted this guy with. And like, you know how yellow is. Yellow is a bitch and a half. And that's the only reason I got into airbrush is because I was like, I'm not even going to try and hand paint yellow. You know? Yeah, no, I mean, these are great. Just give it a go. You know, just sit down, like finding the right mixture for your paint. That's the issue. But once you figure it out, it's awesome. Yeah. Well, what kind of paints are you using? Like, I just use the cheapest stuff on the shelf. I use craft paints, you know, because I'm cheap. You know, I want to see if I can make the worst stuff work. You know, like get decent results with the worst stuff out there. Like, hold on, I'll show you. I'm literally using like you know, grandma's knitting store paints that you buy on bargain bin. Yeah, I'll just pop this shoulder panel off. It's easier to see that way. But yeah, no, this cheap ass paint. Give me that job. Hold on, let me load my screen here. Make sure I'm getting a good focal point here. But yeah, I mean, like with the right mixture, it flowed well and it gave me really good coating. I think I did maybe 2 coats to get that. You know, happy day. I've heard that, and like pink works really well too. Um, or just like white. You know, some people say white as well. But again, it's like I actually like with some of these armor panels, I just straight up painted over the gray plastic without any primer or anything, and it worked surprisingly well. Okay, that must have been a hell of a job. I mean, like all that yellow, you know, like an interior, like Imperial Fist, like regiment or something. Oh man, did you do it with a brush? I mean, that's brutal if you did. Like, I will never do yellow again with a brush. Like here, I'll give you another example here. Okay. Here's the head armor next to that shoulder armor. This one is not painted. This is actually the yellow PLA that's just been clear coated and then like panel line dirtied up and then put some silver trim on it. And it works pretty well. You know, you can actually, I'm starting to debate whether or not you actually have to paint some of the smaller parts, because then you can just print them in the base coat or base color and then clear coat them and then do the finer detail on it. A sepia wash. See, now you're speaking. It's all Greek to me now. I'll have to look that up. I'm still learning a lot of the terminology. You know, like zenithal highlight. I just learned that one a little while ago. I'm like, what the hell is a zenithal highlight? I'm like, oh, you gotta paint it black underneath and paint it white on top so you see all the shadows. You know. Check sepia wash from Vallejo. Okay, so you're a big Vallejo guy? Because I've got some of their stuff too. It's like, but I'm just gonna save that for like the good models, not the crap that I print out. No. That's what I hear. Like their speed paints are really awesome, you know. And from what I've seen online, on like some of the shows I watch, um, it's pretty impressive. But it's like, you know, since I'm stuck in the FDM realm for now, it's like, would I waste them on an FDM? It's like, nah, just use, you know, the craft stuff. Use the crappy stuff. Oh, really? Okay. I'll have to look into it. You know, I've seen a lot of guys are making their own tints and things like that too. They're like, hey, you don't have to pay the exorbitant prices. You just get this flow medium and this crappy paint, and then you like mix up a gallon of it and you're set for life, you know. So there are apparently also ways to save a bunch of money on it too. Because man, oh man, like, you know, Citadel, oh, yeah, I'm not going to pay for those little tiny pots what they're asking for. And Vallejo's better. They are better. But still, it's like it adds up pretty quick, you know. Whereas I could get a gallon of this for like $10. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I have some of that too that I mixed up. I have these little spray bottles, I'll show you. Like that grunge you saw on the, here's an example. That's just yellow PLA, and then that's the yellow PLA with a little bit of blue and some scarring on it. But the wash on that to give it that grunge is just this, and it's just black paint mixed down to a wetter solution with a little bit of Windex in it, and it flows pretty well. You know. Oh sure. Yeah. See, like the shadows, it gets me sometimes. Like you'll do a shadow wash on it, it'll look great the first time you do it, and you do it again, and you have to restart another piece because it just doesn't always react the same way. At least the stuff I'm using, the garbage I'm using. Like this one right here. This is what's fun. This is an all acrylic pen. You know, I mean, it can surprise you, like what it can do. And that's just all acrylic pen with just a little wash. I didn't even primer that sucker. You know, and that's a shin guard armor. But yeah, man, those that's sanguineous, dude. That's the shit. Didn't know I was talking to a professional. Oh yeah, that's I was scrolling through, man. Nice. Well, let me look at it here real quick. Yeah, that's nice. How big is that one? That cannot be a small piece. Let's see, yeah, so it's like the bulk of it is just wing. You know what I wish they made more of is Thunder Warrior statues like that. I know they're a small faction, you know, in the storyline for a lot of people, but I just love the Thunder Warrior lore. You know, they're like prototypical Space Marines, and they make really good models because none of them are the same. You know, they're all different. Yeah, those damn custodies slipping in and just, I don't know, stabbing their best warriors in the back, bastards. Oh yeah, okay. I could talk Thunder Warrior all day long, man. I listen to their lore. You know, I mean, um, uh, Goda and Arc Tyrannus and all those, dude. I love the stories behind that. I think the Thunder Warriors are going to come back eventually. I think that they're going to bring a new breed about because their job is not done. You know, they have not unified the world. They just got screwed. Oh yeah, I mean it's all good. Like you know, I haven't really come across a story yet that I haven't liked. Some are a little bit drawn out long, but pretty much everything Warhammer story wise and lore has been a lot of fun. Like I'm on book 4 of the Horus Heresy right now, and I'm loving it. But man, I've got a long way to go. I think our Tyrannus is going to bring back the Thunder Wars. I think that he's got a stable. It's is it Gilliman is the title? Oh shoot! Hold on here. Give me a second. It's not Gilliman. It's un momento. I'm sorry. It's Fulgrim. Thank you. It's Fulgrim. Gotta get my Primarchs right here. First few chapters of Fulgrim, and they just got done destroying an alien race of aquatic creatures called the Lair. And it's not going well for the Lair. Let's put it that way. I, I hesitate to ask. Have you actually read all of the Heresy books? Because I think there's like 54 of them or something like that. I mean, it's brutal. That me too, man. Like you know, I'll be out working out or walking the dogs or something like that, and I'll just be off in 40K heaven. You know, chuckling at the escapades of Space Marines and their brotherhood. But always in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about Arc Tyrannus and the Thunder Warriors and how they got screwed. It will be payback for Unity. That was the last book. I'm pretty yeah. It's been 4. The treachery had already happened. Um, Horus had virus bombed everything, and the Eisenstein had made a run to get back to Terra to warn everyone. That was a good one. But man, the treachery. Ooh, it made me so mad. Yeah, she is. That is a stiff joint. And then it's not popping properly. Well, I don't spoil anything yet because I'm just getting started. I think I'm at like chapter 4 or 5 right now. But yes, I imagine so with the Iron Hands. Now, Iron Hands, did they become the Iron Warriors? Am I correct in that? I'm still, trying to keep up with all the transitions of the various groups because... Oh, yeah, okay, cool, yeah. The Iron Warriors are the ones that, like, they become Traitor Legion, and then they reject Chaos. They cut off all, like, the demon stuff that comes up. Yeah, Perturabo, that's right. Yeah. Somebody put on Twitter the other day, they're like, who's your favorite Primarch, And they had a list of all of them, and I was like, it's Ushotan, the Iron Warrior. And like, what, you guys never heard of the originals? Yes, he is. Now, see, I'm still trying to sort it out in my head, but Perturabo, is he the one who has like the tendrils in his head? He was raised on the planet that put him through like the gladiatorial training. I think it's like, I don't know. So I'm still learning. Let's see here. Gosh, it's getting late. I'm going to finish up this ankle, then I'm probably going to have to call it a night. Because I got kids that need stuff in the morning like breakfast. And I could stay up way too late. Yeah. That makes sense. Perturabo. Actually, one of the characters he lost. This one's well, I've noticed that these Primarchs aren't as perfect as they portray themselves to be. They're quite flawed individuals, Don't tell them that, but yeah. Yes, Mortarion. I've noticed that it was in Last Flight of the Eisenstein. There was a lot of Mortarion and there was a lot of Nurgle. In all the books so far, we've had a lot of Nurgle encounters. Oh yes. I mean, Arc Tyrannus, the Thunder Warrior, he got down into some of the archives that the Emperor had left behind when he was creating the Thunder Warriors and the Primarchs. They actually found their the catacombs where test tubes were where they made them, you know. Okay. The Grey Knights. Everybody loves the Grey Knights. I'm not a Grey Knight guy. Nothing against them. It's like you can't be everything, man. Actually, I think that my favorite chapter of Space Marines would be they're called the Relictors, the Relictors, excuse me. And you only get a small window into their lives through one book. One moment. I believe this is this. In fact, you might get a kick out of it. It's called Angron's Monolith. The Relictors are a chapter that actually used demon weapons and technology against demons. And of course, they became, traitors and kicked out. But they believed what they were doing was right because one of their leaders was saved by the Emperor, who was told to pick up the demon's weapon and defend himself. It's actually quite an interesting story. Ah. About Horus, when he had his visions, when he had been made ill by the demon's weaponry, and he had to go before that little group of seance witches and whatnot, and he started to see his dead friends and whatnot, Sejanus and all that. I felt it was kind of weak sauce that he'd believe all these visions that he was seeing, and that he would be so easily tempted by the dark forces. It's like you'd think that he'd be able to see through it, considering all the battles he'd been in, all the strange things he'd seen, and with his level of intelligence, I had a hard time believing that he fell so easily for the dark forces, but that's the name of the game. Now, this ankle is not responding well. Let's see here. Yeah, I wondered about that because, like, there was he spoke about how he was seeing the Emperor with the young Primarchs in their test tubes, essentially being whisked away as though he made some kind of deal. It's like, I wonder. Anybody would wonder if that was the truth or not when you're dealing with the forces of darkness and from a rift, especially with any demon of any kind. It's like, well, would you believe the first thing you see? You believe everything you hear, that'll say. Gosh, this ankle. Okay, there we go. That's good. Yeah. So let me ask you a question about the Emperor. Do you believe that he's one of the old ones, or something that one of the old ones made before they were destroyed during the War of Heaven? I believe it was the War of Heaven. Like, the old ones made the orcs, they made the Eldar to battle the Necron, and it's like, some say they maybe made the ethereals for the Tau, And they may have made or may have made the Emperor as well. Kind of like a defense weapon or a mechanism. Yeah, that's after he got, like, you know, skewered and put on the throne. But prior to that, I mean, he had been with humanity since the beginning of time, supposedly. You know. Okay. I call that ankle good. That's popping pretty well. I should get off to bed because it is getting super late. Cool. What time is it? It is... Oh, Jesus. It's almost 3 o'clock here. Hey, guys. Farrah4X, it's been a pleasure meeting you. Thank you for stopping by. I'm going to try and do this every night around the same time, just to make sure that I do some hobby and hang out and try and be social. Stop by again tomorrow, maybe, you know? And I'll keep an eye on your Instagram, dude. I got you saved over there. And if you decide to do some streaming, you know, let me know. I'll check it out. It'll be fun. And if you need any help, you know, any advice, what I know is at your disposal. You know, even though I'm still new at it, I've got some pretty good tutorials. If you want them, I can send them your way. All right. All right, my dude. I am going to shut it down. You all have a good evening. Auf Wiedersehen. Adios, muchachos.